Hey guys, I am Asip, and this is the second part of our project series UrbanKart Retail Business. And in this video, as per our development roadmap, we will be generating synthetic data. And what I mean by that is we will be generating the data using a Python script, but data would look like a real data because we will ensure the specific occasions and the seasonality within that, and the period of data would be almost 2 years. And I will discuss the data generation code with you entirely, and we'll walk you through it, and you need to follow that code and write that by yourself, because as a data engineer, sometimes you need to generate data yourself in the times when the accessibility takes time and you have a specified timeline in which you need to complete the project, but you can't begin the project without data, right? So that's why we do generate the data sometimes, which actually looks like a real schema. So what happens, you get the data dictionary, like this is the type of data that you're gonna take get. So businesses shares the data dictionary with you, but they share the data a little late. Not happens every time, but you know occasionally it happens, like sometimes. So yeah, before we move forward, just to mention, like this entire project has end-to-end documentation as well, and I already explained it in my first video. So that documentation has end-to-end guide, a detailed guide which defines a specific step, why we are taking it and why it's that important. And that is very useful for beginner to advanced engineers. And also we do the complete cost planning, like the budget estimation and the actual cost data cut, and we do the comparison for that as well. And also we discuss all sort of the best practices. And I'll share with you all the code, like this generator script, SQL code, ATF code, notebooks. We will have that code on and the report as well. So if you are a data analyst, not engineer, like you just need the Power BI report. So we have that package as well, like only $5. So $10 for end-to-end documentation, which is very cheap. If you compare it with the courses from the Udemy or the Coursera, or even there are people in our domain, especially in data engineer or AI domain, they sell their courses and they are quite expensive than this. And this is, very cheap. And in the $5, you get the Power BI report with code layer as a CSV file. You can use it as a source. And, that report has 43 measures and 11 tables. You can make use of those and saves a lot of time. And also you don't have to wait for my next video because you already have dog. You can continue with that at your pace, whenever you want, or even in future you can use that. So it has the accessibility for the lifetime. And just to give you the walkthrough of the doc, how it looks like. So like as you can see here, this is the complete outline for the doc, which is very detailed. So table of the contents, like introduction, architecture overview, like component responsibilities, why medallion, why marketplace skips bronze, so cost estimation and budgets, source data generation, provision, Azure infrastructure, setting up a budget. So all these sort of things, which are discussed in detail end to end here, which is really helpful. And for each chapter we have different sections, as you can see on the screen. uh, yeah, like it has around 9 chapters, almost. Yeah, 9 chapters. And then like we do the cost estimation with the actual cost as well, like the cost review. As you can see, we do that here. So it's end to end, really helpful and very useful. Yeah, now let's continue with our data generation. So let me show you the code, guys. So like we will have multiple scripts in this project for data breaks, and the data generation, even the data for data upload. So in this we will generate the data, and I will, walk you through the each script when in their desired session. Like this is the data generation focused. So here, like basically, we have three main sources as we discussed in first video. So where website is our main source, and there would be 9 OLTP CSVs for our Azure SQL, which we will upload later. So here, basically, OLTP is the transactional system, transactional DB for the website. Website generate the data and push to the DB. And here we are generating data ourselves, which we will upload to the DB, yeah, transactional DB. And for the marketplace, Tiger and Winds, since they are sales partner, so they will have the data as well, which will upload the blob. And all these would be in the CSV format for a specific date, partitioned by date, right? And then the volume is mentioned here. You can go through it, and we will discuss that, in the next steps. So here we import the libraries. These are the libraries that we are going to use. And this, like seed, the reason for the seed is, like we define it here as a 42, because we want to reproduce the exact number. Like whenever we want to rerun the script, or even you guys run the script in your system, so it will generate exactly the number that it generates on my side. And then we define the output folders here, and here it's the duration. Like we want it to be at least cover 2 years, so 2025 and 2026. So it's almost 2 years, not complete, but we will have the 2-year data, right? And then the number for the customers, products, suppliers, that we want. And this is the orders, daily order volume. So website would have more orders than the Tigers and Wings partner, since that is their main channel, their main business. So we want it to be the larger. And this defined the country weights, where US being the top country which generate the highest sales, and the currencies we define here, and also the other dimension types like loyalty tiers, sign up channels. We define the weightage for those as well, and the names that we will have, so continuously like this. And then we have functions that help us. You can see the definition on each function. I'm not going to go into the detail, so you can see for yourself, and code is pretty straightforward, and you can understand on your own. That's not something that very difficult to understand, because I have already defined or designed it in a way so it is understandable. And as I mentioned, this is something that is gonna look like uh, real data. We are ensuring the weekend lift and holiday peak, late November and whole December, and then Black Friday, so specific occasions, and post holiday dip, and the summer full. So as you can see, we want to make this data look like real as much as possible. So phone country codes, this is the function for that. This is for the pickup country, master email, and here we do the actually building. So here we build the categories, like these categories for the products, and then we build the supplier, ensuring the countries, they cover multiple countries. Then we define the warehouses. So we are actually building it, since the number is very low, we are just defining it in a list of tuples. Yeah. And then we have vocabulary pools, like the product names, colors, and sizes. We covered that. And here we build the products data, and here the customer data, and then here the orders data. Here we ensure the customers and products to be go with it, because we want to ensure the order uses the existing customer and products data. Even the warehouses are included. So yeah. And then we have this is long, because orders is our critical data set. And then we have inventory data set. So this returns order items and payment. So all three together are being generated. Yeah. And then build inventory. So we are building the inventory here. And yeah, this would be the weekly snapshot, not the daily basis. Yeah. And then we are building the sessions. So web sessions is basically the traffic that you get on the website. And this is important because we want to understand how many of the customer who visited the sites, and they actually ordered, like how many actually ordered out of the customers that visited the website. And we're going to use such KPI. And then this is the marketplace files. This is for the partner sales, tiger and wings. So the format of write is different for them. We will look at it when we will generate it, because tiger and wings have the date partition. We want it to partition by date, and so we can directly upload it to blob. Because in real life pipelines, whenever you get the data or someone writes in your platform, usually it's partitioned by date. So it would be every day day contains the last day's data, and the date would be of the data within that file, or the like the current date. So you can use either of those, but I will walk you through that as well. Don't worry about it. And this is the write CSV function. This is the main function where everything is happening, where we use all the functions that we have. This is pretty much straightforward. We generate for each table and the the partner files as well, and we write it accordingly. You know the columns that we have, as you can see on the screen. So yeah, this is the final uh, output to be printed on a screen to show you the number of the rows is are generated in the each data set. So here, this is the just magic method which runs our main function. And yeah, let's go to the terminal. Let's create the virtual environment and generate the data. Before you move forward, please ensure you have the Python installed on your system. If not, you can, install it. There are many videos available on the YouTube, which uh, helps you to install the Python, like walk you through the process how you can install it. But it's pretty straightforward. You can go to the like on Google and search Python, and you can start downloading it by yourself. That's not the rocket science. Yeah. And yeah, once you have that installed, just check the version. Like, it will ensure this is working, and you get the version that you have. And yeah, let's create the environment, a virtual environment. So virtual environment is basically, you can think of it as a separate Python environment, a folder. For a specific project, you would have a separate set of libraries that you need, and you just install those libraries, you know, in and this would be separated from the other projects that you do, and those libraries wouldn't be installed and would not be installed in your Windows. It would be just in that virtual environment. So let's just create that. So I use Windows, and for the Windows, this is the command which you see on the screen for creating the Python environment. So our environment is being created. Yep, it's there. And let's just activate it. So if you have a different system like Linux or Mac, so the process is quite separate for that. You can check that out using any LLM or the official docs. So this is how we activate the environment. So once we have activated it, we just need to install the requirements that we have. So we can change the directory and go to the generator data, and then install the requirements. Pip install minus R and write the requirements file name here. So this is the requirement section that we have, and it has all the libraries that we're gonna need in our code. And here we go, install it. It's being processed. So here we have successfully installed the requirements that we have uh, for the libraries. And now we just need to generate the, like we need to run the generate script. Yeah. And you can write this simple command, Python. So file name is generate data, and we just need to run that. And it will take some time. So our data is successfully generated, all the data sets that we have, and the number that you see here on the screen, you should see same on your screen as well, because we use the sheet for that to ensure we get the same number of records every time. And yeah, so we have successfully generated data. So here in the blob file, this is the partner data. As I said, this is the date partition, and it's generated from based on the period that we specified. So as you can see, the partition key is based off the date of the data which is inside it. Like this is for 31st December 2024, and then we have this data, as you can see. And for 2025 we have complete data. We can check that randomly if it's correct or not. So it's correct. Similarly, let's check for the wings. So for wings we have data like from 30th December 2024 as we have for the tigers, and then for 2025 we have the complete data, as you can see. And on each day it's around 166. So number can be different because we have used a random, so it will vary on each day. We wouldn't have exactly the same number on each day. Yeah. And let's check for the SQL, our OLTP database. So for categories, you can see the data here. So these are the dimensions, so it will probably have less data. Like this one would have probably 2500 rows, as you can see in the terminal. Let's just verify if it's the case. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the case. One row is the header, which makes 2501. We have data for inventory, order items, orders, payments, products, suppliers, web sessions. So yeah, we have successfully generated data like real quick. So yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.